Welcome back, disc golf fans, to the 2023 Dynamic Discs Open out here at Emporia Country Club in Emporia, Kansas. I'm Nathan Queen, again joined by Nick Hanson.
How are we doing today, disc golfers? It's a beautiful day here in Kansas. We are excited for the low amount of wind that we have. Something we don't usually see at this type of event. It has been pushed a few weeks in the schedule just because of how the Pro Tour goes this year, so we're excited and we're enjoying this weather here.
Yeah, and so are these players, as you see, 2 at 5 under and 2 at 3 under through the front 9, something likely not seen with winds 20 miles an hour higher. But the rest of the field, we've had a lot of players come out hot in the morning. 10 and 9 already setting the pace. Speaking of 10, here we are at hole 10, a brand new hole this year, 585 feet. Want to get through this gap right here and push to somewhere in this area ideally. Then you have a putter mid-range shot on a pretty steep uphill slope, but pretty short as well. OB is going to creep in on the left side. Pretty good change in my opinion to this hole this year.
Yeah, I also like this change. Creating these tunnels when you're on a golf course is nice change of pace and, gives a little flavor.
Yeah, and although you see Carter get through those gaps there, he doesn't quite get to that second tree line, so even though it's a pretty short hole, it's still going to create a second shot shape and not just have some wide open space to deal with there.
Aaron going significantly faster and more hyzer, it looked like. Catching early, not ideal.
Yeah, with the low ceiling at that second tree line, that's going to make it very difficult for him to reach the basket. I like this line from Calvin. Gets a good push down there, and he's going to be down at the bottom of that where he is going to have some height. Should have enough room to get his disc high enough to reach the pin.
Yeah, obviously these players want to get through that second tree line and get on the upslope, but if you can just get down to that bottom, you're significantly increasing the chances for birdie with being there.
20-30 feet short of this tree line should be okay if you're on the right side. Over here on the left side, it's a bit more scrambly. There's more, it's not the intended gap. And you do have some OB that comes into play over here on the left. Aaron gonna catch some branches and drop down though.
Maybe getting a little lucky. If he would have hyzered out there, he could have potentially found that OB.
So Evan's gone far enough left. He doesn't have to try to hit a gap through those trees. He's gonna throw an Anheuser shot over. Carter, though, is going to have to deal with these a bit more. Also looking to go around, but much funnier angle.
Yeah, You can just see him torquing his body to make that angle.
And what an angle it was. He did that to perfection. Gets it to flatten back out. Park job.
Calvin being close enough to the gap where he's able to go through its sidearm. Got all that open airspace out there. Just funnels back to the basket.
Yeah, that's how you really draw it up. You don't want to have to mess with all those angles. Although they may look cooler, you'd like to make it look boring like Calvin did right there. That's going to be the best way to do it. As Aaron really needed to put that one close to not have too much of a tester. This is a little closer than I thought it was, but still more than you want for a par look on one of the shorter par 4s.
Yeah, probably one of the easier par 4s too.
It averaged right in the middle of the field as far as difficulty, 3.8.
Okay.
15% still taking bogey, so a little bit of trouble to get into. Someone who did not take a bogey or a birdie, Justin Rozak, throwing it in for the 2 from 232 feet.
Shout out Justin. All right, hole number 11. Also a new hole this year. It is a par 3, 395 feet. It's uphill just slightly and then flattens out. You have OB on that right side there, and then if you get far enough left, you also have OB. Shouldn't come into play though.
Yeah, I feel like this hole's playing closer to the 420, 430 foot range. It's kind of low ceiling and decent ways uphill as Carter just makes it look easy there.
He is on a tear after a couple bogeys early.
Easy distance. Yeah, he's got a six-pack right now.
Whew.
Six-pack of birdies.
Calvin a little low out of the hand. He's probably going to be even short of circle 2 there. Not to say he couldn't give it a bid, but probably looking at par.
And Evan going to end up a little bit lower. Also going to be looking to get up and down for par. A pretty common score on this hole today.
Aaron putting a good move on that if he gets a good skip.
Yeah,
Ooh, actually going to be past the basket.
yeah, interesting line choice there. Instead of going with a flex, still uses a disc I think you would maybe flex, but just pushes it forward on a hyzer the entire way. Very nice shot shape there from Aaron. And a long delivery here for Calvin.
Oh, and such a good bid, though. Wow.
So now coming back and still staying hot on the green, and he's pumped about it. Moves himself to 6 under par on the round. Anytime you're ahead of halfway under par of how many holes you've played, I think that's a good way to pace yourself.
Big fan if I can go every other without bogeys.
It's Carter able to card himself another birdie. 7. That's 7 now in a row.
Is he going to be stopped here on this back 9?
Let's see if he's going to get another one here on hole 12. Reverse. From last year, pretty much. 404 feet. Switch it around, playing a bit downhill. Got the OB cart path on the left now. And a low ceiling shot on the right. So pretty much plays reverse of what this hole was before as well. Where the right-handed backhand used to hang out over OB on the right the whole time. Now there's kind of a low ceiling that Carter tried to go around.
Ooh, and that one's going to be close out of bounds there.
Looks like he may be straddling the line. But now you can play a forehand or a lefty backhand, and that's going to play out over the OB for the majority of the shot. This is screaming OB right. He needs this to sit.
Yeah, it's way inside. And
Come on, dude. One good shot.
What?
what a roll.
What?
He went from 30 to 40 short to pin high inside the circle?
I don't understand how that rolled that way. That really makes...
Wow, that one was that's
gonna,
mind-boggling.
He's going to have a birdie chance, possibly. That tree over there is pretty big. Calvin with a big mid-range shot here. Oh, man, it's great.
Wow, putting it to the
Fantastic.
bullseye.
Just really trusting that on that turnover line, knowing it's not going to fade too much, but has the stability to come back. Not quite able to go with the mid. Evan Scott still going for that same line. Looks like it would have had the distance without that little tree touch there, but going to be in circle 2. And now we're starting to see a little bit of that wind I was feeling earlier on in the day. Nothing like we're used to seeing, but still showing up a little bit. The birdie streak has come to an end.
Yeah, he's giving these full bids from wherever he is. Oh. And speaking of full bid, Evan giving it a good run as well there. Just going to kick out right.
Tricky looking little stepper putt he's got there.
Yeah. Aaron's got some limbs to deal with here.
Oh, and I think he was trying to split. Difficult decision. Difficult decision to lay up when you're so close. And he is able to not let
worry
that.
about
Yeah, the decision is not going to hurt him this time.
But those decisions sometimes can really change around. You know, you hit that, it rolls maybe a little bit.
Yeah, it could stay where you're pinched off. You know, it could come back to the same spot. Oh, and it's going to bite Carter this time, being aggressive on the green. Luckily, or not luckily, but he is able to card his putt there and not go to a 3-putt on the hole from circle 1, but gives one of those birdies back.
And as we're finally getting to Calvin's drive here, what a shot as he taps in for birdie.
Just a mid.
Whether you're out playing a tournament or just hanging out with friends, don't let your grip cost you strokes out on the disc golf course.
Aaron, try this.
When you have a better grip on your discs, you have the confidence to perform your best with each throw and every putt. Whale sacks are whale-shaped grip bags designed to dry your hands so you can trust that you have the best grip on your disc. Get a whale sack, because better grip means better confidence.
Moving into hole 13, 397-foot par 3. We're most likely going to see some shots go to the right of where the drone is flying over an OB area. I just lied to you guys, though. This hole is not 397 feet. It is 450 feet. Plus it's a little bit uphill. You've got about 310 feet of OB to carry if you do decide to go over on this right side of the fairway.
Calvin, no surprise, attacking right at it. As you see, he's putting a good move on it and coming up short. It's got to be longer than 397.
Yeah, I've ranged it a few times, trying to see if it's wrong one day, but it's been pretty similar. He gets up there right around circle's edge. Bit of a left to right wind here today, so pretty favorable for this flex shot or bit of a stand-up shot, as Aaron Gossage just shows how much power he's got, as that's just a line drive. Never even got to flat.
Yeah, he loves throwing those single angle shots where he can keep the disc on hyzer the entire time. He knows where it's going to land. He's got a much more predictable flight that way.
And this needs to lift.
Oh, and he gets a skip over the wall. He was going to need to re-tee if that didn't come in bounds, folks. That is a...
Stroke saver. Strokes on strokes right there.
I don't know what he caught in that grass, but whew, I'm not getting skips like that out here.
His
I feel
caddy
like.
was still back there smiling in the background. They know they got away with something right there. So all four players are going to make it over that OB wall. 3 of them look to be at circle 1 or inside. This is the hardest par 3 on the course today.
Yeah, how many birdies did we have on this hole today?
27. It's more than I thought.
Wow.
That is
Yeah.
a lot of birdies.
That is kind of surprising.
And unfortunately, Calvin Heimburg's not going to be one of them, but we still have an opportunity for 2 more. Aaron Gossage, count it if he's in circle 1 today. He is now 7 down. Clean round going. Carter looking to bounce back again. A little bit tentative on the putt.
It did look a little bit shaky compared to the earlier holes.
Yeah, we had more double bogeys than bogeys on this hole today. So that scoring average went up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of that from just people having to probably re-tee with missing their line and not getting across that when you feel like you should easily get across that. But here we are, hole 14, 975-foot par 5. You have OB on that left side there. If players can get out of the gap with a really good air shot or a roller, you have the chance for eagle, but the par or the birdie are pretty standard. I know you could probably go about 325-foot shots and give yourself a chance for birdie.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the holes you feel like you need to get the birdie on. The OB really isn't all that into play if you don't get too crazy with it. 2 400-foot shots put you with a very manageable approach shot. Personally, I know this does bring in the eagle opportunity to have the hole set up this way. I personally like the par 4 setup where it was behind that big tree that you see. Mm-hmm. You're going to see the second landing zone on these shots. I think that was a great hole.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this could be maybe one where it's shorter for the MPO field and longer for the FPO field, giving that 4 and 5 range instead of just 2 5s.
Yeah, the second shot on this one right now just kind of seems arbitrary. You know, I don't really worry about much. I just throw it out there. I don't have to place it all that well for it to be in a good spot. But you've got these big throwers. You might see some eagle chances out here. If they can get 450, 500 off of the tee. It's maybe a little bit more right than you'd like to be. Gonna be dealing with that one big tree we were speaking about. But shouldn't be too bad. This is more... That's more where you want to be at there and to the left. He's about in the perfect spot where you may even be able to see the flag. It is kind of a blind approach shot. Carter just going with a putter here? Oh, man.
That was very interesting throw, I thought, watching him do that. Is he's got a lot of tools in the bag, and being over the left, I understand, is, you know, going to give him a little more, an easier upshot, but if he just played that a little further right, it's going to be about just as easy, a little straighter. And throwing his approach here long, that's going to give him a long bid for par. As you can see, our players that are playing over to the right, they have the hill to contend with, but still a pretty routine upshot for these guys.
Yeah, being able to see that flag on top of the basket really helps out. As far as depth perception, can still get you a little bit, though.
Aaron also flies the basket there. He's going to find himself likely outside the circle.
Calvin, long opportunity for the eagle here. After not even really seeming like he was going for that. Able to pitch up. Going to be an easy birdie on the day. This was the easiest hole on the course. This is a number you're not going to hear very often. 66% of the field taking a birdie or better.
Wow.
And we did have 6 eagles on the day.
6 of them.
6 of them. Which is pretty impressive. This is not... Although it is an easy par 5, it is not an easy to eagle par 5.
No, especially with the tee
By
shot
any
that
means,
you're at.
yeah. By any means is it easy to eagle. So 6 is pretty impressive.
Our card's struggling a little bit here on this green. We've been putting very well overall as a group, and Calvin's going to be our only birdie.
Showing you why you like to be 6 feet away.
Yeah, this is a hole you really want to get with the stretch that we have ahead.
Yeah, that actually brings us into the second easiest hole of the day. A bit surprising to me, but I'm left-handed, so that might be a little biased. 439-foot par 3. Big right-handed backhand hyzer here. You're going to hang it out over the OB. Got to make sure you push it around that darkest tree you can see straight in front of the tee pad. Otherwise, you could get caught up and possibly roll back OB. This looks to be done pretty well from Calvin.
The right-handed players also had a helping wind today. The majority of the day, there was a right to left pushing wind on this hole. Aaron getting his shot out wide as well, keeping it on that one angle, and going to head right towards the basket.
Yeah, 2 nice shots there. Evan also looks to have gotten this one off pretty nicely. Oh yeah, gets around that last tree, going to be up inside circle 1.
Some of the longer throwers have that back tree to contend with, and they need to come inside of it, but for the majority, everybody's just throwing a standard shot inside of that tree.
This might be a little bit early, but I forget how fast that Carter throws, so it moves right on around that nicely. And we've got 4 looks here inside the circle. A very strange scoring stat on this hole today. Only 1 bogey, but there were 2 double bogeys.
Huh.
Yeah. The drop zone can be a bit precarious. Possible to leave it short. You kind of have a low ceiling, high floor type of thing. So it could be where those doubles came from, but not too often when you have that few bogey strokes are you going to see more doubles than bogeys. But right here, we've got 3 players in for birdie. Calvin Heimburg dropping his in. We've got our second set of diamonds.
I got 41 feet for Gossage. It's a game of inches. Your Portland Open champion, Adam Hannes.
All right, here we are. The famous hole 16, 320 feet par 3, island green. A lot of ways to attack this one.
Man, and with the wind down, it just gets your brain turning. You know, with the wind up, everybody seems to go overstable, almost distance driver just to get there. But with the wind down, it should be whatever you want to throw. But this 315 feet of water carry in front of you gets you thinking a lot more than a normal 320-foot shot.
I would agree. And Calvin doing the smart play there, playing for that back wall, making sure it is in bounds. It's kind of the bailout is just to play a skip into that back wall. And then it's whether or not you want to run your 33-footer or not.
Yeah, it is a easy tap-in 4 if you miss that 33-footer. As Aaron Gossage trying to control the distance, keep it off of that back wall, goes huge hyzer. And does well. He's going to be inside circle 1. Without a decision to make, but still a scary putt.
Evan hanging out is a little right, but it's going to get back nice with that stability and find himself on the circle as well.
Just kind of scared the whole time on a lot of these shots, man. Even when you're confident in it, you're just like, well, we'll see what happens.
Carter probably throwing a putter or something.
It does look to be a putter, and lands it pretty nicely. Has that scary putt coming back now. Evan definitely going for it. Yeah. Connects nicely. Back to back now. Moves him to 6 under par.
Here's Aaron for birdie.
And that is the first bit of nerves we've seen from Aaron on the putting green. And I'm not even going to discount him for it. There's absolutely a good reason for him to be nervous right there. So I'm all right with his layup. Calvin Heimburg, gobble, gobble. 10 under par. What's it? Where's he coming from? It's like he's not even...
No. He's playing boring golf, it seems, but he's getting the birdies, and, you know, sometimes that's what it takes to get it done.
Yeah, boring is good. Getting those boring-looking birdies, not even making it look difficult, and getting the pars when he's not. Oh, and you can't make both mistakes. You got to go low or high. You can't go low and right. As you see, he is going to have that easy tap in for there and hopefully get his putter back out of the water. Moves us into hole 17, 745-foot par 4. There's a Mando coming into play on the right side. It doesn't really come into play. You've got a low ceiling gap to hit. Ideally, you'd like to get far enough down where you can throw a hyzer over top of those trees. But it's kind of hard to place your tee shot in a specific spot on this one. You just kind of get as far as you can and deal with what you have from there.
And Calvin, a little lower than he would have wanted. Not the ideal tee shot there. With it being a little uphill and then the low ceiling at the top, it does make this tee shot pretty tricky.
But Evan Scott, used to the trees, going to go ahead and lace one down there. Gets pretty good distance off of that. We'll see what type of shot he's working with from there. Going to have to carry OB on your second shot.
And Aaron absolutely smoking one. Whew. He's going to get out there quite a ways as well.
He's got so much snap. You can hear it on just about every throw.
Yeah, it seems he's always throwing full power if he can.
Wow, and look at this nice, easy stand up there from Carter. He's gotten past all of the trees, I believe, that you really have to deal with. Or farther than I can get where I'm going to notice if there's trees to deal with.
Calvin with the risky shot there, but getting it all the way out there.
Yeah, taking it out wide, going somewhere over the FPO placement. Evan going with the flex shot. Gonna catch a little bit of branches, though. Leave him a bit short. It looks like Aaron's gonna be going up again. Big spike hyzer here. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Birdie, birdie.
Whew. Not going to have to worry about a putt on that one.
So Carter is in the clear, and that has somehow brought in the first tomahawk of the day.
Oh, it needs to sit down, though.
Landed in a pretty good spot. Still going to be inside circle one, but hopefully we'll see him clean up his circle one bids from...
Oh.
As Evan almost from deep circle two, maybe outside.
There's Calvin for birdie. Whew. That would have been a very incredible birdie from where he started the hole.
Oh, and does clean up that putting stroke, but just slightly right. And the basket denies it on this occasion. Gonna end up with a par like Calvin does there. Evan Scott as well. Fifth hardest hole on the course. Only 25% of the field taking a bogey or birdie, but 25% taking bogey or above as well, as Aaron Gossage just absolutely pins it.
All right, we move over to hole 18. Hole 18 does have a new tee pad this year. It's back and to the left a little bit. I think for a little different tee shot. Players are going to land in roughly the same spot and attack the green with low ceiling up the middle or potentially up and over the left side.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what this change did really, besides make it an easier right-handed backhand.
Yeah, it's more of like a straight shot now for them. Like,
Well, I think
you
it
can
was a little straighter from the old tee. They had to straighten it out before it faded from. Now it kind of seems like a full hyzer if they want.
That's a good point. Yeah. Oh, you're right there.
I just noticed because mine fades to the right, and this OB you see on the left side of the screen right now comes into play very quickly for me.
Not always thinking about those lefty lines that are now in play.
Probably close to 400 feet of OB carry here. Not quite, especially over on the right side where these guys are crossing, maybe in the 390 range. But I'll put it out pretty good. One more shot to go here. I'll be interested to see what the second shot choices are here. Like you said, you've got that high over the top left or down the middle. Just kind of seems a little daunting with the low ceiling and the OB over on the right side.
Yeah, you have one gap that's probably about 4 to 6 feet wide that is tall enough, but you do need to shape a shot. As we see Evan there going with the low shot and getting all the way up there.
Wow. Must have been a pretty fast disc as he barely crested that hill, but it continued to glide, and he ends up a little bit longer the pin. Going to have a birdie look. Carter is going to be looking up with a tomahawk.
Oh, and finding himself OB deep. Wow.
Interesting.
Not what I thought would happen there. Aaron going up and over top of everything with that sidearm.
Wow. My brain doesn't understand how a sidearm can go that high and that far. And he just made it look easy.
So easy.
He's going to be looking to move to 10 under par with that, as Calvin Heimburg just going to go straight down the middle.
Oh,
and just
what a beauty.
Park job to move to 11 under par. Evan Scott moves himself to 7 down. Some hot scores here today on this feature card.
Yeah. I think Calvin tapping in with that birdie is going to give him the solo lead.
Oh, and just within the last few holes, a couple putting errors there from Aaron Gossage, going to leave him at 9 under par for the round. But showing inside that top 10. And like you said, Calvin Heimburg jumping out to the solo lead in front of the rest of the field at 10 down.
Yeah. I think we've got a few stacked there.
And there you have it. 3 clean back nines. Carter Ahrens having a bit of trouble carding some bogeys there, but still able to finish the round under par after a stretch of 7 birdies in a row.
And looking at this leaderboard, if I were to tell you that you were tied for second and on third card, what would you say to me?
It's happened before.
Not very often. And
No, not to most people, but
quite the battle we have up the top here.
yeah, pretty awesome here. As you saw, 8 players, 10 down. Calvin Heimburg solo first. Aaron Gossage sitting there just inside the top 10 as well. Thank you guys for joining us out here for the first round of the Dynamic Discs Open at Emporia Country Club. For Nick Hanson, I'm Nathan Queen. We'll see you guys out there.